We begin our Dodge drive around the conference in Iowa City with Eric Collins.
At noon Eastern, Northwestern and Iowa going to work in Iowa City. Both schools coming off a bye from a week ago and using that bye to get healthy. For the Hawkeyes, senior tailback Mark Weissman, he's not only healthy, he's frisky. Expect him to get the football a minimum of 20 times, maybe upwards of 25. Now for Northwestern, if they hadn't had a bye a week ago, it's doubtful that receivers Kyle Prater, Miles Schuler, and Dan Vitale would have been able to play. But because of the bye, they're back in the lineup today. All right, that's going to do it from Iowa City. Now let's send it to Joe B. Smith in Piscataway.
At 12 noon Eastern time here in Piscataway at High Point Solutions Stadium, it's Rutgers hosting Wisconsin in their first ever meeting. Of course, weather will be a factor in trying to protect the football. The big question for Rutgers coming in was whether starting QB Gary Nova would be able to play after suffering knee and ankle injuries at Nebraska last week. Well, I'm told it's a game-time decision, but he's able to play. Of course, Wisconsin comes in with the number 2 rusher in the country, a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate, in Melvin Gordon, and he'll try to exploit Rutgers' D on the ground. Now let's send it over to Nicole Darren in State College.
Also at noon, Maryland visiting Penn State, and I've just confirmed that Maryland outside linebacker Matt Robinson will be out today with a shoulder injury. Jalen Brooks will start in his place. Now, cornerback Jeremiah Johnson injured his hamstring. He will be available for the Terps in case of emergency. Meanwhile, Penn State has just 47 available recruited scholarship players for this game. With the loss of Ryan Kaiser at the safety position, wide receiver turned safety Troy Apke will burn his red shirt and see some time on special teams today. Now to Lisa Byington in Ann Arbor.
At 3:30 Eastern, it'll be Indiana and Michigan. And for the Wolverines, it's the day after the resignation of athletic director Dave Brandon. When I spoke to Brady Hoke on Friday, he didn't want to get into detail about his relationship with Dave Brandon and says his focus will be Indiana, and he is more than confident that his team's focus will be this homecoming game against Indiana as well. As for the Hoosiers, offensive coordinator Kevin Johns says that they're not going to make any wholesale changes with their true freshman quarterback Xander Diamont. Remember that Diamont only threw for 11 passing yards a couple of weeks ago against Michigan State. But this Indiana coaching staff feels confident that they're not going to be a one-dimensional running team. They've seen some different things here at practice. They hope to display those here this afternoon. Let's go now to Lincoln and Matt Davison.
At 3:30 Eastern Time, Nebraska will host Purdue here in Lincoln. Now, one key to today's game, guys, could be explosive plays through the air for this Nebraska offense. We all expect to see a lot of touches for Amir Abdullah today, and I think we will see that. But Purdue's defense has given up 26 plays of over 20 yards through the air already this season and ranks just 93rd in the country in pass defense. Now, Nebraska today, guys, is trying to move to 8-1 for just the second time since 2001. And if they're going to do it, they're going to do it in chilly weather today where temperatures expect to stay in the 40s with 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now let's go over to Columbus and Sue Ann Roback.
At 8 o'clock, Ohio State hosts Illinois. After spraining his MCL last Saturday, Buckeyes quarterback J.T. Barrett was limited in practice this week. Ohio State tells me he did show progress every day and will start tonight. The last time Illinois beat Ohio State was 2007. The Illini quarterback was Juice Williams. He's now a member of the Illinois football support staff. Williams spoke to the entire team at their hotel last night and told them to embrace the underdog role and to be ready for this crowd. They may also want to be ready for the weather. It is cold. Temperatures are expected in the mid-30s at kickoff. It's going to feel more like 20. As you can tell, it's a little windy here in Columbus. Guys, let's go back to you in Chicago.